I got this 2005 Chevy Silverado. Looks like it's also got some glow plug codes and then some EGR stuff. I am unable to bidirectionally control that module with any scan tool that I have. So we have power, that's power key on. And we have ground on the pink with yellow. See, we've got a nice CAN signal. Yeah, the lights are on, but nobody's home. I'm saying the glow plug module is smoked and we need a new one. And then possibly go after some glow plugs. But that's not fun on these Duramaxes. They can be a real bear. Alright folks, I got myself in trouble. Still working on this 2005 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD with the big Haas 6.6 Duramax diesel engine. There is the glow plug module that we need. No problem there. But I was doing some snooping on the glow plugs themselves. Just did a quick resistance check. The old ohm meter here. Between ground and each one of the leads to the glow plugs. And it's supposed to be less than 1 ohm for, you know, the whole circuit. Anyway, I had a couple that were in the 6 ohm range. I have one that was 18, and then I had one that was like 400 and something K ohms. So that one's essentially an open circuit, and I decided to go after it. And this is what I was using, just a 1/4 inch drive ratchet with a 12mm socket. And I was trying to do it with the engine hot, which I thought would be a good idea, kind of like doing a Ford 3-valve spark plug. And yeah, it didn't go so well. So I snapped the glow plug off in the head. Now we have to try to get it out. So the good news is, if there's any good news, the electrode came out, so we don't have to worry about that. And then I think the actual tip here is still attached to the barrel of the glow plug. So what we've got to do is get through the corrosion that's built up around the neck here. These Duramaxes have aluminum heads and the glow plug is steel. So, you know, add 14 years of an Illinois high salt diet and it's a recipe for disaster. Now they make commercial glow plug removal kits. They work about the same as those 3-valve Ford spark plug removal kits. Basically what you do is drill through the threads and then you tap the barrel of what's left, install a puller, and then you use a slide hammer to pull the rest of the injector out, or the glow plug out. It can't go into the head. It bottoms out here on this bottom shoulder. So yeah, once we get the thread part figured out, we should be able to pull it out. I don't know if we should try welding the nut onto what's left there, try to take it out like a broken exhaust manifold stud, or if we should just go right to drilling. I don't know. I do have this, which is a number 4 center drill. It has a 5/16 diameter, which is about the same as the 8mm diameter of the glow plug. So I don't know. The kit comes with a special bottoming tap, so you're supposed to drill all the way through the threads. Then you use the bottom tap to clean out all of the, you know, what was left from drilling out the threads before you remove the glow plug body, so you don't get all the chips down inside the cylinder head. But if we can't figure that out, I think we can just grease up a regular tap and do it, you know, like a stripped out spark plug hole. Anyway, yeah, this isn't going to be fun. I don't know that much about these Duramaxes. I don't like working on them. We don't have that many here in our area, so my experience is limited. But, you know, I've got to do something now. I caused the problem. Yeah, this is why I never get anything done, Mr. Toad. I spend all my time dealing with wildlife. Are you ready for your booze walk or whatever it is?
It's a shopping and wine walk, okay?
A shopping and wine walk?
Like tour or something? I don't know what it's called.
Sounds like a bunch of drunk women.
Nah.
Opinions, Max?
Do you want a bone? Do you want a new bone?
Yep. Alright, well it sounds like a lot more fun than removing a broken off glow plug.
That you broke.
Well, I'm going to say 14 years of Illinois winters broke it, but
You were the, like, the
I was
catalyst,
the harbinger.
the needle on the hay.
Yes, the Grim Reaper. You know, there's a nice 2-post lift back there. Wish I could use it.
I know. I need an oil change that I'm supposed to dedicate to my students.
Yeah, we're working on jack stands like the old days. Problem is, John Deere, freaking John Deere. I got this little 1520 utility tractor in here. I took the rocker shaft cover off, or the rock shaft cover, whatever you want to call it. And I ordered a new gasket. Here it is, straight from John Deere mothership. But it doesn't come with this little square O-ring. Why? What possible scenario would there be where you would remove the rocker shaft, the rock shaft, replace the gasket, and not have to replace that square seal? Yeah, riddle me this, huh?
I don't have an answer.
Costs a whole $1.60, but it does not come with the gasket set. It's not even shown in the breakdown. It's only available as part of the cylinder rebuild kit for the rock shaft.
Do I need to go buy one?
It's gonna be here in the morning.
Okay. I can't help you in the morning. Sorry.
All right. Anyway, it's a dead horse and it's blocking my path to the lift. We've got to change the layout of the shop here. I think it's not working out very well.
I think we need to organize.
All right, gotta get back to work
I gotta go shopping.
and drink wine.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah. I'm just here for the booze.
right. No Hufflepuff today.
Nope.
You're a disappointment to your house.
I'm themed for my event.
Halloween drinking.
Yes. So, like, that's the theme. I'm supposed to be in a costume, but I like the shirt better.
All right, good talk. All right, here we go. The broken glow plug is cylinder number 8. It's the furthest back cylinder on the driver's side, the left side. I've taken the wheel off and I've removed the plastic fender liner. It's pretty easy. It's all just put together with little push nails. Much easier than a Ford Super Duty of the same vintage. And then I removed this little bracket off the firewall. It just holds the harnesses. And you can see right there, next to that head bolt, is the broken off glow plug. And it's pretty crusty. We probably never had a chance of getting that thing out of there. Of course, it's the hardest one to get to. Well, I don't know. There's one that the steering shaft is in front of. That one might be a little bit harder. But, yeah, it's pretty well buried in there. So here's what I think we're going to do. There's not very good access to that thing to try to drill it out because it's so close to the firewall and it kind of comes out at the wrong angle. But there's still quite a bit of the glow plug sticking out. So what I think we're going to do, this is a 3/8 nut. I'm just going to try to weld a 3/8 nut onto what's left of the glow plug there. And then we're going to quick quench it with some PB Blaster or maybe even just water and try to kind of thermally shock it. And then we're going to whale on it with the air hammer. So I've got, I think, access to hit it from the end with the air hammer. And we're going to try to turn it while we're hitting it with the air hammer. And if that works, it'll be awesome. If it doesn't work, then we're still going to have to drill it out. So that's the plan for right now. I've already got the welder over here. The batteries are disconnected. Let's see if we can get that to work. Alright guys, I'm sorry, it's pretty tight in here. I'll do the best I can to get you the sweet money shot. Could have done a better job with my weld. Be a nice view of the back of my hand, I'm sure. I think it's just breaking off. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll try it one more time. Good thing I buy a PB Blaster in bulk. There we go. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work. Well, I guess we can try an easy out in there. Just see what happens. Well, the worst case scenario, we break off an easy out and then we're in big trouble. Oh, yep, now we're in trouble. There you go. Yeah, see, every time I hit it with the air hammer, it just breaks off. Alright, I don't think that's going to work. We're going to have to drill. We're going to have to use the angle drill. Problem with that is, I really cannot vary the speed on it. It's like all or nothing. Oh boy. Oh, come on, seriously? Broke my drill already. Alright folks, drop the camera. Bad things happen. Naughty words were said. But I welded another nut on here. This time I built up from the glow plug out with weld before I tried to weld the nut on. I think I've got a lot better penetration. So I got a wrench on it. I'm going to try to turn it while hitting it with the air hammer. Now I do have an attachment for my air hammer that you can put a socket on, but I don't think I have room in here to get that to work. So here we go. Maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not working. Well, is it working? Oh, man. Braver man would probably just put an impact on it, but I don't have that kind of cojones. Boy, it's doing something. Let's try the little weak sauce DeWalt impact here. Alright, I gotta get a swivel. I didn't get my socket or my nut welded on correctly. Please be on there. Yes!
Fan-freaking-tastic. Cool. We still have threads too. It didn't pull them all out with the glow plug when it came out. I've had that happen before, especially with spark plugs. You think you're getting the spark plug out and you got a nasty little surprise when you do. I sure hope you guys can see here. I'm doing this for no reason. All right, I've got a new AC Delco glow plug. Pretty sure they're made by Bosch is the OEM. They say Germany on them anyway, so I think that's the deal. Liberal coating of anti-seize on the threads, and then especially on that neck down part between the thread and the hex. Here we go. I'll have to look up the torque spec on these. It's not that much. Okay. Yeah, we'll try. The focus on the camera isn't working quite right. 18 Newton meters, 15 foot-pounds is the torque spec on that. There it is. Put a little bit of dielectric grease on that guy. Like so. Pilot's actually pretty clean. Okay, what is going on here? Focus. Alright guys, I ended up crimping a new ring terminal on that harness. I don't know if you can see it, but that one's broken almost all the way through. So that wasn't going to work. Anyway, there it is, all buttoned up. Looks good. All I've got to do now is put these loom supports back in and the inner fender liner. And then we should be able to install that glow plug module and move on with life. Yeah. It's a good thing we don't have to pull injectors out of this thing. They're looking pretty crusty. And I don't know what Isuzu was thinking, but why did they use socket head cap screws to hold the valve covers on? That's a terrible idea. You get packed full of crap and then pretty soon you have no chance of getting them out. Okay, after all that drama, we can finally replace the glow plug control module, the thing we originally came here to do. I've already got it disconnected. It's a big fat guy here. And then this is the bulk connector that has the data lines, power and ground, and then the 8 connections to the glow plug harness. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but I'm still having a really hard time getting stuff. I don't know if it's coronavirus or if everybody's using the corona deal as an excuse. I don't know. I was just reading something the other day. Somebody said that it's really hard to get patch panels right now for fixing rust on cars. I guess because everybody's got free time right now. They're working on all their old beaters. And then I don't know, I was listening to watching the live stream with Eric O, South Main Auto. He was saying tires are getting scarce. There it is. And there's our brand new one. No core. It's not rebuilt. $165 from the old GM dealership. I don't know if there's somebody out there that can rebuild them. Maybe if you had time, that'd be a way to save some money. I wouldn't go aftermarket new, unless you want to replace it again in a year. There we go. Now we can see if it works. All right, I got an amp clamp around the main wire here, feeding the glow plug module, the high current wire. So I'm gonna turn the key on. We'll see if we get something out of it. Yeah. Well, I probably need to hook up the batteries first. Let's try that again. Nothing. Oh, there it is. All right, let's try a different meter. Oh, hang on. Can I turn that off? All right, let's try it again without the min-max on. There we go. That's what it should do. So we should have a big rush of current. I think it says for 2 seconds, and then it pulse width modulates it for a short time after that, and then you're done. So that's all we needed to see. It's working. Let's move on. All right, folks. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I think we better put this one to bed. Although, it still sounds like the Indy 500 out there, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, there you go. Replacing the glow plug control module and removing a broken glow plug from a Duramax diesel engine. I would not say it's a fun job, but it's definitely doable. And there's lots of ways to skin a cat. You know, like I said, the commercially available tools have you drill it out and use a slide hammer. That would work fine, I think, except for this particular glow plug, because it's in such a terrible spot there by the firewall. There's no access to drill it or, you know, really get any kind of tools in there to work on it. So, yeah, I don't know. Welding the nut worked out for me, but we did have to go through a few tries. And then the secret ended up being building that up with weld first. Come on, focus. What is going on here? All right, I don't think the autofocus is even trying anymore. I think she's been dropped a few too many times. Yeah, there we go. So the only way I can make it work is to manually zoom it in and then zoom it back out. So anyway, it's time for a new camera. Where was I? Yeah, drilling it out didn't work out very well. Probably because I had that weld bead on there. You know, that wasn't going to work. And then of course we had to do the cursory breaking off of an easy out. But you know, generally getting an easy out isn't that big of a deal. You just weld something to it and wiggle it out. They want to come out. You know, if there's no torque on them, there's nothing holding them in. Where you really get in trouble is when you break off a tap. That's a whole other bad day. Well, hopefully you guys can read this. I did go through and take resistance measurements on the other glow plugs, and these are the kind of the readings that I got. So the new one we installed is somewhere. This one, 8. Yeah, sorry, it's too late at night. So the new one we installed was 0.9 ohms, and then the only one better than that was number 2 at 0.8 ohms. But technically all the other glow plugs are out of spec. Anything over 1 ohm is, you know, out of specification. And remember, Ohm's law, V equals I, or voltage equals current times resistance. So in this case, current equals voltage divided by resistance. So just going from 1 ohm to 2 ohms drops the current in half. And you can think of current as heat. So if it has twice the allowable resistance, then it's essentially going to put out half the specified heat, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to send it home. I don't have time to work on it right now, but I'm going to recommend he comes back and at least replace the 6, the 5, and the 18, and possibly just do the rest of them except for number 2. Number 2 looks to be in good shape, and there's no reason to replace it if it isn't broken. Anyway, kind of lost my train of thought there. I think on the other ones we're going to try to use this tool. I get a lot of comments about this. Yes, I do have one. This is an attachment for the air hammer, and it allows me to basically just put a socket on the end of the air hammer, and then I can turn this hex so I can put some torque on the socket while I'm rattling it with the air hammer.
And I think that'll work good. I just got to come up with the right socket to kind of press on the end of the glow plug without bottoming out against the valve cover or the side of the head. But once we figure that out, I think it'll work. And there are commercially available tools, glow plug removal tools, that do the same thing. They hook up to the air hammer. They're made specifically for that job. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something out of it. There's not a whole lot of other videos about removing broken Duramax glow plugs. I know J.C. Smith had a video where he had to try to get one out, but he ended up finding out the head gaskets were bad, so he had to take the head off anyway. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot of other ones out there. There's one I found where a guy got it out with an easy out, but we certainly were not going to get this one out that way. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.